They have the greatest effect.
Launch week was in Nashville, which meant we were road tripping it for a family trip, which means there was so much Moana. Alright, so I was whitening my teeth on the way here. I'm trying to get that off. We are at Rory Vaden's house. Such a beautiful area. Like, if you were to think of like the hills of Nashville and like, I don't know, countryside homes, that's where we are, and it's beautiful. So it's also pouring. I'm glad my hair is curly. This is an interview where the guest is probably going to say a lot of great one-liners, and I kind of have to dig to get underneath that and really get some value and some tactics and like, wait, but how did you do that? How did you do that? Explain that, explain that. So hopefully it'll be good and he will get off book, but that's my job. That's a challenge for me. So hopefully I will be up to the task. And then after that, we are heading to a coffee shop to just chill and do last minute interview prep, and then go to Jeff Goins this afternoon. Joining me for another episode of The Pursuit. I'm Kelsey Humphreys here with Rory Vaden. We are in his amazing new house. I feel like we came up into a tree house. It's so awesome. Thank you for letting us invade today.
You know, they're the ones driving the whole business, and our coaches are the ones doing the heavy lifting of coaching.
Never win.
That's the thing.
Let's just check really quick.
This is good that our cameras can still roll, so we have all of this.
Oh, are they rolling?
Oh,
I mean,
these are low light cameras, so I can change.
They have the greatest effect.
Is that your alarm from your house?
No, that was just Google resetting. It just says.
I feel like we should wrap up. I'm getting nervous, but what, I'm safer here. You have a storm shelter.
Oh yeah.
Where else are we gonna go?
That was amazing. Slight issue with like the most giant thunderclaps and lightning bolts, so that'll be an audio issue when it comes out. I mean, we do use lapels, but that was really loud. And then the power went out. But he was great, and I really enjoyed talking to him. I felt like there was so much more we could talk about. But he, like I said, he was one of those that has a lot of the, you know, the same great one-liners that he uses all the time. But he did say that I brought up a few questions he had never answered before. He was also one of those where like he has a lot to say. So it'll be a longer episode probably than I was thinking, but I mean, as long as it's adding value to people, that's fine. So now we're gonna go. Yesterday at the meetup, I left my credit card. Thank goodness I noticed that I left my credit card. So we're going back there to grab some lunch. I'm gonna get some more caffeine because I have a problem, and get my credit card, and then we're off to, and I'll probably listen to a couple more Jeff Goins interviews, and then we have our last interview, and then I'm headed home for a little like mini family reunion with my aunt and uncle who came down to see me and my husband and my family while we're here because they live in Kentucky, so I'm excited about that.
Thank you for joining me for another episode of The Pursuit. I'm Kelsey Humphreys here with Jeff Goins, who we just found out is a Wall Street Journal best-selling author. Congratulations, Jeff.
Thank you.
That episode with Jeff was awesome. Again, this is somebody who knows his one-liners and said a lot of the same things, but we also talked about some new stuff, and I got kind of personal, like, let's give some real examples. And after we stopped shooting the episode, I got to just pick his brain personally, which I don't get to do with every guest, and I don't always have specific questions, but for him I did. I really wanted to ask him some specific things, and that was really great. I mean, that's really one of the big perks, you know. I get this influencer, author, entrepreneur, whoever the guest is, I have access to them for a few minutes, right? So, you know, I get to ask them personal questions. So he gave me some great ideas, and now I'm inspired and I'm pumped up. And this was just another fun day where I felt like I just really love doing this. I really love asking people questions. I really love traveling. I want you all on the internet to hold me accountable because I don't want to mix
family trips and work anymore. And that is tempting because family trips are to Nashville, and Nashville is filled with amazing people, or family trips are other places too, but a lot of times, you know, we come here 2 or 3 times a year, and that's tempting for me, but mostly it's just my mom guilt and feeling like I'm missing out on memories. You know, Rory Vaden today said, whatever you don't get done in your business today, you can probably get done tomorrow. But with family, what you don't do today, you might not be able to do tomorrow. Like, especially with little kids, circumstances change, and you don't know if they're gonna be, if you can make those same memories the next day. So, yeah, so I'm gonna try and not do that anymore. Like, I could come in a day early or stay a couple days late or something like that to make it better. So anyways, but now we're done. I get to kind of just check out of work mentally, and I can just listen to music instead of podcasts, and I can kind of relax. I brought a hammock with us because my sister has all these beautiful trees, and I haven't sat in it once. That we ended up having to push things back. There was communication issues, and so things were pushed back, which meant that launch week actually ended up being in June when I was in Nashville, which was not what I wanted. I wanted everything to be done and already running and be a well-oiled machine before Nashville, because I wanted to be able to really focus on the interviews and really focus on family time. Well, launch week ended up being in Nashville. Now, I will say we got enough done so that I wasn't working constantly. But I mean, I was waking up at 4:30 working, then the family would get up, we would play, we would have fun time. I had 2 full days that I worked pretty much the whole day. So, you know, that was disappointing, but we still had a lot of success. And I want to tell you what I learned from this. Momentum is precious. And so I didn't want to lose momentum that I had, you know, after all those amazing celebrity interviews that came out, you know, Rachel Ray and Fabulous, and just had awesome momentum, but felt the need to make a change, to rebrand, to really stand out, as I've already talked about. And so yeah, I decided, like, if we take 5 weeks off, and I saw, you know, a good launch date would be after Memorial Day weekend, people are back in the office, let's have something exciting to show them. Like, these things all made sense to me. And so, you know, obviously I didn't make that goal. So what I did do is decide to stagger things. The week after Memorial Day weekend, I posted just the new About video, which has really, really good response. People really loved it. It really resonated. Lots of people shared it. It had a lot of organic traction. People just wanted to share it because it was like, yeah, this is hard. Pursuing a dream is hard, and this girl gets it. And then the next week, while we were in Nashville, instead of trying to launch everything, we launched 3 out of 4. I encourage you, if you're going to relaunch, to consider, you know, staggering things out. If you're not going to meet your big, you know, to me, it made sense to have this big giant splash right after Memorial Day weekend. People come back from the office, you know, to be like boom, 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 and have all this cool stuff. But that didn't happen. So the next best thing was to kind of stagger things out. I learned a lot as a leader in terms of over communicate. I don't communicate enough. You know, now I have multiple people on our little team. The more people you have, the more communication you need to have. Listening to Rory talk about how many hours it takes to really pass something off to someone else in our interview, he said you want to do 30 times as much. So if something takes 5 minutes, you're going to take 150 minutes learning, teaching that person. And that's something that's really hard when you functioned on your own for a long time. It is hard to make the space, especially when I didn't plan enough for that. Like, I didn't plan enough time for really training everyone on taking over some of the things that I was doing myself. which meant I did a lot more myself than I wanted to do in terms of editing, tweaking things, you know, social media stuff, like just small stuff that I was hoping to not still be doing. Overall, I think for what it was, which was a travel family trip, you know, launch week was awesome, and I'm really grateful to everyone who really resonated with the About, and everyone who, you know, really just started sharing things and loving things. People love the vlog, which is really good. The first vlog, I mean, it made me nervous to start showing like how unglamorous this whole thing is. And so I appreciate everyone who shared the vlog, and that's it for now, and I'm sure I'll be back soon. I'm going to try and remember to keep journaling now that we're not pushing with these weekly goals and weekly deadlines. It's harder for me to remember to do that, but I will try and keep doing it for you because I think it's different, and I think it's more brutally honest. So we survived a lot of Moana, a lot of tablet time. It's a 10-hour drive each way. But I gotta say, as far as Disney movies go, this is a pretty good one. The island gives us what we need. You know, I'm starting to sing along, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go for my dreams. I'm gonna go out into the ocean. Na 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 na, where I long to be. I mean, the songs are catchy, you know? You're welcome.